Love you, bud.
Maybe I can use this to my advantage.
Look at that ridiculous fighting. Get it to him, come on. Be glad I don't enter the fray. Be glad I don't enter the fray. I've got a lot of money to bet on this. Take him out.
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
Be glad I don't enter the fray. I've got a lot of money to bet on this.
His left eye looks swollen.
Hopkins, go home!
Hopkins, you're pathetic.
That looks like it hurt.
A fight.
I still think Hopkins will lose.
I could do so much better, you know?
There's another round after this?
I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left. Hopkins, you're such a wimp!
That's the best you can do?
Hopkins, you're pathetic!
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
Get into him, come on.
That's the best you can do? $50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
I love watching a good match.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather.
I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
Hopkins is surprisingly tough. His left eye looks swollen.
That's the best you can do?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
Careful!
I could do so much better, you know? Hopkins, you're such a wimp!
There's another round after this?
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather.
I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left.
I still think Hopkins will lose.
I love watching a good match.
That's the best you can do?
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
I could do so much better, you know? His left eye looks swollen. Hopkins, you're such a wimp!
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
That's the best you can do?
We want blood. Be glad I don't enter the fray. Kick him. I've got a lot of money to bet on this. Get it to him, come on. Show some spirit, man. Kick him with the Johnson.
I could do so much better, you know?
Kick him with the Johnson.
Hopkins, you're pathetic!
Maybe I can
Get it
get
to him, come on. Kick him with the Johnson. A fight. Oh, how very amusing.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
A fight. Oh, how very amusing.
Hopkins, you're such a wimp!
We want blood.
I love watching a good match.
We want blood. Civilized, but I can't look away.
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
Careful!
Hopkins, go home! That's the best you can do?
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
I much better, you know?
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
I've got a lot of money to bet on this.
His left eye
A lot
looks
of money
swollen.
to bet on this.
Hopkins is surprisingly tough. It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
That looks like it hurt.
You look pathetic.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather. There's another round after this? Hopkins, go home!
I love watching a good match. Hopkins, you're pathetic.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough. Couldn't you just be friends?
Show some spirit.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it. $50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
Why don't you guys break it up?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
Who is the boss?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
That looks like it hurt. Careful!
I still think Hopkins will lose. Hopkins, go home!
Hopkins, you're such a wimp.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
There's another round after this?
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
Hopkins, you're pathetic. Hopkins, you're such a wimp.
Couldn't you just be friends? That looks like it hurt.
Don't bother getting up!
His left eye looks swollen.
I could do so much better, you know? Hopkins, you're pathetic.
Kick him in the Johnson. I want to be glad I don't enter the fray. Come on, make him bleed. I want to see some blood. Got a lot of money to bet on this. Show some spirit.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather.
I have to bet on this before people fight.
I still think Hopkins will lose.
Kick him in the Johnson. Come on, make him bleed.
That looks like it hurt.
Kick him in the Johnson.
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
Get it to him. Come on. Kick him in the Johnson.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
In the Johnson. Losers are rotten eggs. $20 on the dumb looking one.
Couldn't you just be friends?
I love watching a good match.
The losers are rotten eggs.
I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
I could do so much better, you know? Hopkins, you're pathetic.
Be glad I don't enter the fray.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather. That's the best you could do?
His left eye looks swollen.
Couldn't you just be friends?
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left. I love watching a good match.
There's another round after this?
His left eye looks swollen.
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather.
Hopkins, you're
Maybe I can
pathetic.
make Daddy divorce her when she gets home.
I love watching a good match.
There's another round after this?
Get it to him. Come on.
Those people just seem so authentic and real.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it.
I could do so much better, you know?
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
I could do so much better, you know? Hopkins, you're pathetic.
There's another round after this? Hopkins, go home!
I love watching a good match.
Careful!
much better, you know?
His left eye looks swollen.
I still think Hopkins will lose.
I could do so much better, you know? I'll do a round against Hopkins after this fight, if there's anything left.
Careful!
There's another round after this?
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
Couldn't you just be friends?
Like my shoes? They're genuine puppy leather.
$50 says that Hopkins is going to bite it. That's the best you could do.
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
I could do so much better, you know?
His left eye looks swollen.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
Oh, don't worry. Jimmy's tough.
Hopkins is surprisingly tough.
My prize.
There's a little problem. Your parents have to be members of the board for you to be eligible. Tell you what, old chap. We'll give you that old abandoned beach house. Should be nice once you clean it up.